Hey, Sal, I want to talk about living life your way and about connecting today's efforts with tomorrow's dream. And so I want you to imagine this, that it's a quiet Sunday afternoon. I can't imagine quiet Sunday afternoons anymore, but you know what I'm talking about. So you imagine that you're sitting there and you're dreaming of this trip. Let's say it's to Italy and you've always wanted to go there. And so you can almost taste the wine in your mouth if you're a wine drinker and feel that sun on your face and, picture yourself walking through, the cobblestone streets. But there's one really, really important question to ask with this is, are you physically preparing yourself for all those hills? So imagine that you're wanting to do that and you book this trip, but do we ever think about, am I going to be ready to be able to do this trip? Am I going to be able to cope with the hills? Am I going to be able to cope with the long walk, around the museums? Am I able to carry my luggage up century-old staircases in hotels that don't have elevators? I mean, that's massive. So, when we think about so many of our ladies want to go traveling, right? Whether that be here in our country or internationally. And which is fabulous. But are we also thinking about whether we can do that travel? Yeah. You okay?
Yeah, I'm good.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
So, and what led me to this was I was thinking about, those surface level goals that we have, I want to lose weight or I want to be more active. And they're just statements that we've all said at some time. But it's like we're building a house that doesn't have any foundations. So the real question is, what do you want to do with that healthy body and that active life? So do you want to dance at your grandkids' wedding? Do you want to go and into the national parks and go camping? Do you want to learn to paint and sit on the floor with a paintbrush and easel and canvas and all those type of things? Or do you want to keep uh, doing your gardening? Or do you want to, I know some of the ladies play tennis. Do you want, and golf, do you want to keep doing the weekly tennis and golf? Those types of things. So do you want to stay independent in your house? So the real question is not, oh, not the statement that you want to lose weight or you want to be active. What do you actually want to do with it?
Mm.
And then you move into that reality check, my knees are sore or my balance isn't what it used to be, or maybe I need a hip replacement or I don't have the energy or, my strength has diminished. The list could go on. So, and I want to say this, we often hear this, my knee's sore. Well, you've still got another knee and you've still got hips and ankles and, upper body and core and all those types of things. So often when we focus on that one thing rather than all of the other things that we've actually got. Would you agree with that?
Absolutely. I had a lady the other day and she's got issues with the arch on one of her foot,
Yeah.
on one of her feet collapsed. And so she's been going to the physio and everything.
Mm-hmm.
And I said, and she has been told that if she does these particular physio exercises, she'll come back 100%.
Great.
Yeah, fantastic. Are you doing your physio exercises? No, because I weigh 90 kilos.
Okay, and what was your response?
That's a load of crap. I said to her, if you're doing these exercises, which the physio has given you, it doesn't matter if you weigh 30 kilos or 120 kilos. You can still do those exercises because they are physio exercises.
They've given them to you. They know that about
you.
Yeah.
So I spoke my truth.
Oh dear. So, if the knee is playing up or, the feet have collapsed or anything, does it mean you give up on your dreams? No, you don't, right? You build the physical requirements that you need, or you find another way to achieve that goal, and then I think first at last, you really you create a backup plan for the backup plans. Because when you don't have a plan, it's just not going to happen.
No, no.
And you'll
And
keep waiting.
When you don't have accountability, it's not going to happen either.
No. So I came up with this thing, the daily bridge to your dream. So every single daily choice think about it as being another brick in the foundation of this bridge that you're building. So your 6 a.m. workout that you go to, it isn't about burning calories and losing weight. It's about, am I strong enough to lift my grandkids, as an example? Or the balance exercises that you go and do, they're not about preventing falls. They actually are, but they're not. They're about you being able to confidently ski down the slopes in Paris, in France. Yes, not actually in Paris, but in France.
Or as Landon said to me yesterday, sit with me, Mimi, and he was on the floor.
Yeah, absolutely.
So I sat on the floor with him.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And like the weight training isn't just about muscle mass. It's about maintaining independence. And we don't ever think about muscle being about being able to live independently. We never think about that.
No.
And like cardio isn't about heart health. Well, it is, but it's about having the stamina to go traveling, to do the thing you want to do. And the flexibility work isn't about touching your toes. It's about being able to get down and do the gardening if that's your thing. Or to get down on the ground.
Get down on the ground.
When Landy asked you to.
Yeah. But it might not be something that you can already do, like travel or, get down on the ground or whatever it might be. It might be something that you have seen and gone, oh my God, I wish I could do that.
Yeah.
And perfect example is Julie with her stand-up paddleboard.
Yeah, absolutely.
She mastered the stand-up paddleboard because her and her husband did travel. They had a caravan and they traveled, and so she was doing her strength training, and so she was able to help him set the caravan up when they went caravanning.
Absolutely.
But then she has seen the stand-up paddleboarding, and it was, well, that's what I want to do.
Yeah, I'm going to do it.
Yeah.
I love it. Yeah. And so I think this is about this motivation factor. Everybody says that they don't have it. And it's about reframing what's going on in your head. So when the alarm goes off at 5:30 in the morning to get up for your 6 a.m. workout, you don't think, I should exercise. You think, I'm building the strength to live independently. So you think about that real thing that you're trying to do. And when you're deciding, you're standing there at, for example, the airport, and you can take the stairs or you can take the elevator, you don't think, I should take the stairs. You go, okay, I'm maintaining my ability to climb the steps at Machu Picchu or wherever you happen to be, the cobblestones through Tuscany or whatever it happens to be. And you're not choosing between Netflix and a walk. You're not thinking, I should be more active. You're going, well, I'm preserving my ability to explore new cities on foot, So it's really important to reimagine or rethink those thoughts that you have in your head. Because
I think
it's going to stop you.
Yeah. And I think it's important to not look at it as just that end result of, as you said, they're just single thoughts in my head. I want to travel. I want to live independent.
Yeah.
Think about when you were younger. I wanted to be a lawyer. You didn't wake up one day and become a lawyer. There are steps that got you there.
Correct. Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
I want to be a police officer. There are steps that get you to where you want to be. And it's so important to remember that when you want to get stronger, when you say you want to keep traveling the world and you want to walk the streets of Tuscany, or, you know, that you want to get down on the floor to play with your grandkids or go, you know, bike riding with your grandkids.
Yeah,
You know, it
absolutely.
doesn't just happen. There are steps that has to get you there, that have to get you there.
Speaking of bike riding, someone gave us a bike the other day. It's a little bike, only little for, you know, their size. And, you know, so I'm explaining how it doesn't have training wheels. So I'm explaining how to do it, you know, where to put the pedal, how to push your feet, all that type of stuff, you know, and they were getting it, but they were just doing, could only do a few pedals type of thing, and then couldn't get it started type of thing. And so I just went, oh, here, let me show you. Because, you know, sometimes the hearing it is not what they want. Sometimes you need to actually be shown. And so here I am on this little tiny bike, you know, so riding along, doing it. And they were cacking themselves at me. But it was like, I can ride this bike, you know, look at me go. I'm awesome. Yeah. So, but I think what this is all about, Sal, is building a resilience roadmap. And you start with that dream. What is it? So what activities bring you joy? What experiences do you want to have? What roles do you want to maintain? You know, just ask yourself like a variety of different questions about what it is. And you really do have to spend the time on it. I'm not going to sugarcoat it. It is. You spend the time on it. Don't just simply go, I want to be active. It's not enough. Because if you don't actually know what it is, you're just not going to do it. And so then what you want to do is when you know what that dream is, it's like, what are the requirements? You know, what strength am I going to need? What endurance am I going to need? How much flexibility am I going to need to do all these things? And then you've got
what knowledge do I have? Who is there that's going to be able to show me how to do this?
Absolutely, absolutely. And of course, then it's like, what's the training plan? You know, what exercises will support this? What preventative measures do I have to take? What skills do I need? Which is what you're talking about there. What do I need to learn? You know, and then you've got to create some type of adaptive strategies, because how can you modify these activities if you need to? When we were talking about, you know, well, I've got one bung leg, or, you know, I've got a sore shoulder, or whatever the whatever the heck it may be. You know, you've recently had a sore shoulder, as an example. You know, what type of devices am I going to need, and what alternative approaches exist? You know, how am I going to do all these things?
Yeah.
And of course, I think then you really have to make that daily commitment contract, you know, take it to that next level, even write it down type of thing. I commit to this workout because I want to do this specific thing. I choose this healthy meal because it fuels my healthy lifestyle and my ability to do X, Y, and Z. I prioritize sleep because it enables me to, you know, do whatever it happens to be as well. So it really is spending the time to ask yourself those questions and then fill in that blank and make that contract for yourself.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And write it down.
Yes, that's exactly right. Write it down. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. What is that? Is it 43% more likely? 46, 43%. 43% more likely to actually follow through if you write it down. Yeah.
Yeah.
And here's the thing. The time to start is right now. Don't go and think about it and go, I'm going to do that later. Because, you know, if you're anything like me, later never happens.
The other thing too is, let's look at the time of year, ladies. Yes, we know it's November.
Yeah.
We all set our New Year's resolutions in January, but why not set them now?
Oh, yeah, absolutely. Yep. And it's not to take a fearful approach. It's really to take a hopeful approach, you know? I'm hoping for these adventures yet to come. I've got these memories that I'm going to be making. I'm going to have a life that's fully lived and it's vibrant and it's on my terms.
Yeah.
So, yeah. So I'm going to finish up, Sal, with just asking this question. What do you want to do? And what are you willing to do today to make that possible for tomorrow?
Yes.
Yeah. And I think
Perfect.
that says it all.
It does. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. All right, Sal, thanks for joining me.
Thanks for having me as always.
You're very welcome. All right, ladies, take care and we'll see you all soon. Bye for now.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye.